my white light mystic back. I just had a little faux pas with my last live that lasted about 10 seconds. And I was trying to explain why I call myself white light mystic. The white light mystic to me is because I am a mystic, and my whole life I've been a mystic. Mystic to me, mysticism is all about having the ability to publicly speak my truth. I may not believe in things that you would learn, say, at church. Mysticism to me is learning that there are different dimensions. Mysticism has to do with the fact that I believe that God has a higher power and he is capable of doing all things, that God is not as limited as people would like him to be, and people publicly speak out about it. And I just believe that God is a lot more capable of what people, he's more capable of doing things than, you know, what we may have learned in church school about him. And the reason I call myself the white light mystic is because everything falls under the white light in my life. Okay, the white light is things that are all good and godly. Okay, so that's what I mean. I believe that all beings on this planet, all people, all people, all animals, all plants, every living being that's on this planet, no matter what you look like, where you come from, what you sound like, I think that we are all under God. And when you're participating in metaphysical things like meditations or even prayer, it all falls under the white light. And even if you're doing a protection saying or anything, sometimes you envision a little white falling over you, like a little shroud falling over you, because it's a white light. So I don't believe in practicing dark anything. I know there are people that believe in practicing dark prayer, dark spells, that their intentions are to go out there and hurt people or hurt things or even cause situations to be different. And they use dark entities to do that. And I don't mean dark as in when nightfall happens, because I know that there are a lot of people that work by the moonlight. So those are dark entities and dark spirits because it's dark out. So that's all cool with me. What I mean is dark as in evil. And I prefer to stay in the white light. So that's my story about me. All people are equal. Doesn't matter what color you are, what gender you are. All people are fine because we're all souls. And there are some people who are dark souls, and there are lots of people who are white souls. So, as in white light souls. So that's what I mean by that. That's why I call myself the white light mystic. So just to clear that up, I just wanted to clear that up because I've been asked a couple times what the whole white light thing is about. It doesn't have anything to do with the color white. It has to do with the energy of white. I am an energy worker, and what I do is all done from and with the white light. Okay, so getting on to what I was talking about today, which is all has to do with, and it does fall under the white light mystic. In 2015, I became a certified angel card reader. And that's what the certificate is for, certified angel card reader. And what the certified angel card reader does is reads tarot. But guess what they are? They're angel tarot. And I'll explain the difference. Okay, so very quickly, we'll just go through this quickly. So certified angel card reader, as my sign over here also says, certified angel card reader, that's me. Jennifer Blythe Nichols, or White Light Mystic, as in white light. It's all about the white light, the power of the white light coming down and being on the people, being on the planet. I'm all about making the planet good as best I can. It's really hard, but you know, we got to do what we can do. We got to care about each other, got to care about the planet, got to care about all the animals and the plants and all the living things, including the rocks. Everything has vibration. So in any case, so my truth as a mystic is that I believe that you can get oracle items that will help you intuitively help you make decisions, and also possibly help other people make decisions too. And my job as a mystic is to help them do that. I am an intuitive, I'm a psychic, I'm a medium. So my job, being given all these gifts, is to help people find their way the best I can, and hopefully help myself along the way too. So, certified angel card reader, I'll show you what the box looks like. This is the old Dorian Virtue box. It has Bradley Valentine on there because the class that I took was with Dorian Virtue and Bradley Valentine. Since that time, Dorian Virtue has decided to go another direction altogether, and she doesn't do this anymore. However, and she doesn't certify people. But Bradley Valentine has a course. Part of me becoming a certified angel card reader is that I am able to teach people the way she taught me. I just can't certify anybody under the Hay House name or Dorian Virtue or Bradley Valentine because they own the rights to everything, but I am perfectly able and free to teach the way that they taught. So I'll show you a little bit why I decided to do this instead of doing my traditional tarot cards all the time. So as you see, the box is very pretty. That's a picture of an angel in the middle, and my guess is Dorian Virtue made that herself. It's supposed to look like her. And the reason I say that is because I'll show you another deck that I have that's all images of her and her family. So that's what the box looks like. They're pretty big. See, they're about the size of my hand. If you have little hands like I do, they're kind of hard to shuffle, but that's okay because they're worth it once you get in there and you open them up and you shuffle them around and you start delivering the message. The other difference in these is that the Dorian Virtue angel cards, although they are tarot cards, they're not in the traditional number order. And with all these comes a book. I don't use this book when I read because I'm an intuitive. I really don't need to. They all fall how they're supposed to fall according to the reading that I'm in. I think I did flip through this once or twice when I first got the book just to see what the messages were like, and they were close enough to what I was already saying anyways. And the book's very cute. So, but I'm not here to sell the cards. I'm here to just talk about what it is that I do. And because I walk in the Christ consciousness, I feel very safe and secure that a lot of people who are drawn to these cards, like I was, also walk in the Christ consciousness. And whatever I do, I kind of give the glory over to my higher power. So that's part of being a mystic. I give the glory over to my higher power because I wouldn't be able to do this unless I was given these really cool gifts that I've been given. The gift of the third sight. And there's things that I do with that. We'll get into those later on. But so here's the Dorian Virtue cards. As you see, they're very pretty. These are all tarot cards, very pretty. They are numbered a little bit differently, which is another thing that drew me to them. Traditional tarot cards were numbered and changed around the time of maybe the turn of the century. And when Milton Bradley started making the Ouija boards and the spirit boards, and back when Aleister Crowley was big, then you know, Rider-Waite, these guys, came out with these tarot cards. And these were numbered differently than what the original number order was with the original tarot cards. Okay. And the purpose of the original tarot cards goes back a long time ago, and it kind of started in, I believe it was the Mideast. And the soldiers used to have these little oracle cards that they would play with when they were at war and out in the trenches and stuff like that. And what they would do is they would draw these little cards for each other, just asking stupid questions like, am I going to eat today? Are we going to eat today? Are we going to win this battle that's coming up right here? Are we going to make it over this hill? Are my shoes going to last? So they would just pull cards for each other. And then they started numbering them as the system got a little bit more elaborate. They started numbering them, and, you know, special ones became the big thing. So those are called the major arcana, the ones that started then. But when about the turn of the century, when all the spirit board, all the big things, the 8-ball, all that stuff started coming out. Rider-Waite, one is the author of these cards, and the other one is the publisher of those cards. So Rider-Waite went and changed the order of them so that they're a little bit more mystifying. And I don't like that idea. I do read traditional tarot cards. Of course, I read those first. And I'll show you why I don't like them. So I'll use these for example. So this is an example of the Fool, which is a great card. It shows you, it's so elaborate. The Rider-Waite answers all the questions that you have. The imagery shows you everything. So as you see, this young man is going on a journey, and he's about to jump off a cliff because he is taking a journey. And that's what he is. He's a fool. See the number on the top? It's 0. See the number? Number 0. So he hasn't started his journey yet, but he's just about to. That should be how it goes. That should be the only way it goes as far as I'm concerned. But when it comes out this way, it could be something else altogether. When it comes out this way, it could be something else altogether. And then you have to throw into the reading all the other cards that go along with it in your Celtic cross or whatever you're going to do. So I did kind of sort of read these for a minute, but something about this yellow and black, I don't know. I respect these cards very much. Something about this yellow and black is kind of spooky to me. So I started reading these. This is called the Gilda Tarot. Again, traditional. But see how they compare to each other? So this guy, he's just starting on his journey, but he's like, yay, let's go on a journey, woohoo! And he's getting ready. He's taking all of his things with him. See, this guy has them in his bag. This guy's taking them with him, but he's showing you what it is. Woo, taking it with me. Cool. Coloring to me is a little bit more friendly in this. You know, I kind of like that. But then we look into this dreamer, which is the Dorian Virtue card. Look at that. And it also tells you which archangel it is. So Archangel Metatron. And Metatron is great. Metatron actually was human. He was Enoch when he was in human form. And Dorian Virtue also goes into great detail about this in her class. She even has books about it, or did have books about it before she stopped publishing them. But Radley Valentine is still working at it and still does it. And you can take classes on Hay House like I did. I want to say, I think at the time that I started doing it with the Dorian Virtue way, I'm pretty sure that the class was like $500 or something, and I got a discount for some reason. I don't remember, but I think it was like $500. So, but I learned a lot. So Zero, the Dreamer, is the very beginning. He's not called the Fool. He's called the Dreamer. And look at his imagery. Isn't that beautiful? It has everything in it that is exactly the same as the other two cards, as these. Same message. Same message. But this guy's called the Dreamer, and these guys are called the Fool. I don't like that. And if you go into the Fool in the Fairy Tarot, guess what? It's a girl. I like that even more. A girl starting out on her journey. We'll probably do that another time. Maybe next week we'll do that. So anyhow, so Archangel Metatron was Enoch a long time ago in biblical times. If you want to look in the Old Testament, that's Enoch. He was ascended into heaven. He was chosen by God. He was ascended into heaven, and now he is Archangel Metatron. And a lot of times for me, Metatron will show up, and for some reason, this always happens when it has to do with lost pregnancies. Pregnancies that didn't go to full term, and unfortunately, sadly, maybe the babies didn't make it for whatever reason. I've had several incidences. I won't even go into that. I've had several clients that have had stories about why their pregnancies didn't go to full term. So sometimes Metatron comes up in there, and it may not even have a message to do with the Dreamer. But I'm not getting all that from these. In fact, I did a reading one time with my Gilda Tarot, and there was a card that kept coming up. It had to do with the Empress, and I could not figure out, and I'm a good reader, but I couldn't figure out what in the world the person, the querent who was sitting with me, had no clue what this message was. And I kept telling her something is happening, and it's a very female energy, but something seems to be going wrong. And she didn't know what it was. She didn't have any clue what it was. Anyways, it turned out that that woman who was sitting with me had breast cancer. And even though I was reading it intuitively, she was still telling me that my reading was off. I really feel that had I been, reading these ones, it probably would have come out with other angels that would have been giving me messages to let me know about health for sure. And if you read these cards, or if you come to me for a reading, you know what I mean. Color green comes into mind when it has to do with health. You know what I'm talking about. You know the angels that I mean. If I've done a reading for you, you know. If you want to come see me for a reading, then that's what you're going to get. You're going to get these Dorian Virtue cards, and this is pretty much why. Just want to explain why I started reading this as opposed to continuing reading these. This bigger one here is a teaching deck, and it's a great teaching deck, and I'll use it to teach people. But I prefer these, and I do teach a class on that. And I'm not done with the Rider-Waite, and I'm definitely not done with the Gilda Tarot. I'm still going to use these, but that's the reason why I started using these ones. Also, what makes the readings with the Dorian Virtue even more special is because you can add other cards in there, like oracle cards that will help with the reading. So we'll do these. We'll do the tarot cards, but then we'll also add oracle cards into it. The decks are way smaller. There's not as many cards, and the oracle cards are usually just an image or one or two words, and we can do the whole table full of cards if you want to. And there's really no question when it comes to the angel tarot cards. A couple of the oracle cards that we have are just like that I do, are like a one card pull. So this deck will say Talking to Heaven. It's Dorian Virtue and James Van Praagh. So see how pretty it is? It's a stairway going up to heaven. And these ones, I generally don't even need these because I'm a good medium, and I had a great teacher who taught me how to be a very good medium, and she taught me very well. I usually don't have any problem connecting with spirit at all, or spirits from the other side. Let's say people who have had relatives go over to the other side, or even animals. I have many times I've seen animals who've come over from the other side to visit their people. And the people don't know that they're there, but they will tell me, I was just thinking about my dog Sparky. Well, that's because Sparky is a collie that you had when you were maybe 7 years old, who used to run after a tennis ball. Sparky's standing right here with you, and I think that's why you're thinking about him. So that's about. But when people and loved ones have crossed over, and sometimes I'm having a little bit of difficulty bringing the message to the querent, is because they think that whoever they ask for is going to show up, and it doesn't work like that with me anyways. How I do it is that I have the light, the white light that I was talking about, not that I have the power, I'm just saying I have a light that can be seen on the other side, and souls who are on the other side will see my light as they will see anybody else who has this ability. And I do believe that we all do. I think that we just have to tweak it. Sometimes you don't even know that things like this exist, and then you find out that these things exist, and lo and behold, you have the ability to connect with spirit also. So every now and then I'll use these ones. These are James Van Prague. We'll be together again. See, these are they're Dorian Virtue and James Van Prague, I should specify. So we'll be together again. And again, I do have the little book that says what the little messages are, but I don't think you need it. If you're intuitive, you don't need it. And a lot of times I don't even have to say anything, because the times that I've used these cards, once that card is pulled, the message it goes right to the soul of the person who pulled it anyway. These cards are also a little bit different. If you've had a reading with me, I'm so much better now. See, these are just beautiful. These are the reason why I started going with the Dorian Virtue and the Hay House cards, is because look at how beautiful all these cards are. And they're all like this. They're all absolutely beautiful cards. Some of them are different artists, of course, but they're all really, really beautiful cards. So if you do a reading with me, what you're going to get is the Dorian Virtue tarot cards, and I don't read them in a Celtic cross. I do them like in an up and down fashion, the way that Dorian Virtue taught us in the angel card class. What's I going to say? I was just going to say something about the other thing that I was going to mention. I don't remember what that was, but I'll bring it up in another one. Dorian Virtue and Radley Valentine came up with, I believe, 4 decks like this, but I only have 3. I didn't get the 4th one because I didn't really resonate with it. It has all the archangels. These are the ones that I have. I have the Fairy Tarot. Look at how beautiful she is. And then the Animal Tarot. Look at how cute the kitty is. And all the animals are in there. And the Archangel Power Tarot cards. I've not used these not once, because after I bought these, Dorian Virtue decided that she wasn't going to do this anymore, because she is now walking a different path. I guess she's a born-again Christian, which is great. That's fine. She just doesn't do this anymore because she feels that reading the tarot cards are something that is on the dark side that I was mentioning. It's so hard for me to talk about white light mystic, because any way I put it makes it sound like I'm talking about white as in a superior thing. And I don't mean that at all. Not at all. That's not at all what I mean. It's all about the energy. But I haven't read these because, as I said, she stopped doing this. But all these cards are in the images of people in her family or her. So I just find it a little hypocritical. So there's that. Look at this guy. So these are not pictures of angels. These are pictures of Dorian Virtue's family. So I have not read these. Don't plan on reading them. I don't know. I guess I have a chip on my shoulder about it. Was I going to say something about Raphael? If you're having, all right. So if anybody's having an issue with health right now, talk to Archangel Raphael. He's going to come up in my readings. If you're I should have used the Dorian Virtue cards when I was reading that lady who had the breast cancer, because Raphael would have definitely pointed out that there was going to be some kind of medical issue, and it just wasn't coming up when I was using the traditional tarot cards. I don't know why. And the lady who was sitting with me just didn't get it. She didn't know what the message was either. So yeah, these are beautiful cards. Not saying that they're not beautiful. Look at how sweet they are. They're absolutely gorgeous cards, but I'm not using them. Look at that. Change your life. Guess what that would be in a traditional deck? I guess it's something that people would probably be afraid of if it was in a traditional deck. Can you guess what it is? But it's not scary in these, because it shows what the message really is. Oh yeah, and there's Dorian herself. Boom. Dorian herself in these. I don't read these in my readings, but I have them. They're gorgeous, and I think she might have 4 ducks, might only be the 3. I'm not really sure, but I do teach people how to read the same way Dorian Virtue taught me in the Hay House class, and there is a fee for that, of course. And it does take a little bit. It does take a while. The first class that I taught, I did not realize that with all the notes and it's going to have to, I can't do it in a day. I just can't do it in a day. It's a class that will probably take a couple of sittings, and they're probably going to be 2-hour increments. It takes a lot. There's a lot of knowledge to be had with these. A lot of knowledge. You really have to go through each suit. The numbers have a meaning. Numerology is huge. Actually, when I do my readings, if they're done privately, say at my home, or if they're done in a studio or somebody else's home, I do a numerology life path. I let everybody know what their life path was that they chose before they were born, because I'm a mystic. So that's what I believe happens. And because I live in the white light, I can make you see the positive aspects of it. White light mystic. That's me. So here's my certificate that hangs on my wall. Certified Angel Card Reader. That also gives me the ability to read all of the oracle cards and all the fairy cards, fairyologist. I'm a fairyologist too. That's entirely different. And we'll get into that in another time. And where did they go? So when I teach the classes, I also give out a certificate. As I said, I can't give you the same certificate I got because I can't do it. Hay House owns everything. So I can't call anybody a certified angel card reader, but I can give you a completion certificate. So this is my certificate of completion that you take with my class. This is for one of my students. Okay, so this says that certificate of completion. Your name has completed the next step for her magical life journey. May the knowledge of Dorian Virtue angel cards brighten, lighten, and guide your way. Share the love of the angels. So I will probably change this to say Radley Valentine, only because Dorian Virtue doesn't want to be associated with it anymore. But That's what I have. So if you have any questions about the depiction of the white light mystic, let me know. It's not anything that has to do with, it's nothing racial. It's nothing that has to do with any specific religion, creed, color, gender. It's just all about energy. I'm a mystic. I work with all energy. Because I'm an intuitive, I work with how I feel about everything and anything. I publicly speak my truth. I usually go against the norm because if that's what my heart is telling me to do, then that's what I do. I give my higher power all the glory because I got this from somewhere. It's the universe and my higher power giving it to me. So everything, we all have a source, right? And that's just pretty much it. I live with what my heart tells me and my intuition. So you can reach me on Facebook at White Light Mystic Facebook group. It's White Light Mystic Live on Facebook. You can go to my website, www.whitelightmystic.com. And if you go there, you can set up an appointment with me. We can do an angel card reading. I can do it over the phone. I can do it via email. I can do it in person if you're close enough. I will travel. I have traveled. I also, it hasn't happened in a while because of, this pandemic and everything that's happening. But I used to go to events, a lot of events. I'm very selective about the events that I go to. So if you haven't seen me at some events, especially at local events that a lot of the people in my area go to, in my area, we are just enriched with the spirit here. And I don't live far from Lilydale. I'm not a spiritualist. I did belong to a spiritualist church for 10 seconds. And I respect them and I appreciate them, but I'm not a mystic. Or I'm sorry, I am a mystic. I'm not a spiritualist. I don't read as a spiritualist would. I was taught to read the traditional tarot. I taught myself originally, and then I went and had classes with somebody who is a white witch, and she taught me how to read that way. The mediumship, when I connect with spirit, I was not taught by spiritualist people. I was taught different ways altogether. So my mediumship readings go very far into areas that a spiritualist wouldn't, but I can't help it. That's just what I do. I have to deliver the message I get, which is one of the messages that Dorian Virtue talks about. Blah. She calls it blah, bringing light and healing. Blah, B-L-A-H, bringing light and healing. So, hi, Night Reader Tarot. Hi, Namina. Hi. How do I become certified? To get mine? You have to take the classes with me in order to get my certification. If you want to take any of the classes with Bradley Valentine, you have to go to Hay House. And Bradley Valentine has a lot of classes. So I hope Hi, Nicole. Wasn't a fan of Lilydale. Yeah, we'll get into that. We can get into that. If you want to talk to me privately, I'll chat with you about this on the group once I wrap this up. I'm kind of doing these videos just to make it a virtual resume and also make a virtual journal of my steps along the way. There's just so much stuff. But if you go to www.whitelightmystic.com, you can learn about the different things that I do, and I'm always learning new things. Yes. So feel free to message me on Facebook at White Light Mystic Live, or leave a comment and subscribe. If you're seeing this on YouTube at White Light Mystic or whitelightmystic.com, that'll show you everything, and you can reach me there. It has my phone number. You can text me, you can call me, you can do whatever you want. So I see. Is that how you became certified? I became certified with Dorian Virtue and Radley Valentine through Hay House, and it was about 5 years ago, and Dorian Virtue doesn't do it anymore. So everybody have a great day. I hope I explained the White Light Mystic. I've had so many questions coming at me. I made the mistake of saying it's like the white energy power, and that went all in a haywire direction because it just was wrong. It was terrible, the backlash that I got. It's all about energy. It's all about being the energy in, God, and everybody being equal, and we're all souls that are wrapped up in this human body that we are, and everybody needs to love everybody and get along with everybody. It's just the way that it should be. I love everybody. I don't even see color, so it's just the way how everything should be. So whitelightmystic.com and White Light Mystic on YouTube, and White Light Mystic Live on Facebook, because that's where I go live. So hopefully I'll hear from you guys soon. And next Monday, on my Mystic Monday, let's see, what should I talk about? Maybe I will just very quickly talk about the fairy tarot cards, and I'll show you what they look like, so it gives you something to look forward to next week, because the readings are really the same, but I am a certified fairyologist through Dorian Virtue and Hay House. And so here's one of the cards, Seven of Spring. Can you guess what that is? Guess what spring means? That's another good thing about one of the decks is all elements, and one of the decks is seasons. So the Dorian Virtue cards are elements, and I'm sorry, the angel cards are all elements, and if I can get it, look at that one. She's the one that's on the cover. This is the fairy. So summer, Princess of Summer. So, all great. And next week, next Monday, I will be all put together. I won't be all frantic and in a hurry like I seem to be now. I'm not in a hurry, but it just seems like it's not coming across clearly. I don't know why. So I hope it doesn't mean because I'm a mystic. This is what I believe. I believe that good energy goes to the path of least resistance. So I believe that somebody probably out there in internet land is probably shaking their head at me, which is fine. You can shake your head at me if you want to, but I believe my truth. I speak my truth. I march my truth, if you want to know. That's just how it is. So I welcome anybody. If you would like to have a reading with me, you can get a hold of me at any of those places, whitelightmystic.com. You can reach me on Facebook and join my group, White Light Mystic Live, and you can see lots of other videos that I've done up until now. I used to have a partner who was with me for a little bit, and the group used to be called something else until partner went in their other direction, so I changed the name. So it's been very nice talking with you, and hit me up. Oh, if you're seeing this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you like, subscribe, and share. If you subscribe to my channel, you'll be able to see videos going back really far of me, my family, all kinds of cool stuff. So we'll talk to you later. It's been a good one. The angels say goodbye. So do I. My guardian angel who comes to me because I'm intuitive is Uriel. And Uriel, you don't ever see in person, but poof, he comes to you in a flashlight, and I Next week, I'm going to ask him to be here with me so he can guide my words and help me through it. So maybe you guys will catch a glimpse of Uriel. He shows up in a light, poof, around me. You'll see lights in the room that kind of flash. So maybe you'll see him. If you're tapped in, you'll be able to see him because he'll be here with me. Or she. I don't think angels have genders. So next week, Mystic Monday, I will be talking about the fairy tarot cards. Adios. Bye.